I'd like to welcome everybody to the Glynn County Mainland Planning Commission for Tuesday, December 3rd. We're going to start with the invocation and pledge. If you'd like to join us, please stand.
Let us pray. Father, we thank you, Lord, for this day. We thank you, Father, for the privilege of being able to meet together and make decisions, God, that will hopefully bring glory and honor to you in this community. And Lord, we ask, God, that you and you alone be glorified. In Jesus' name.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The next item on the agenda is a review of the meeting procedures. Normally, site plan approval is not a public comment subject, but recently we have passed, it's not an ordinance, it's a policy, yes, thank you. And we do allow comments that 3 minutes per person, 15 minutes per side, and when you do give them, if you would keep it to the site plan requirements, that would be greatly appreciated. And next item on the agenda is going to be Planning Commission announcements. Anything? Okay, very good. First and only item, site plan approval, SP 416.
Need to approve the minutes.
Oops. Thank you. Yeah. General business, item number 1, approve the minutes of the regular meeting held November 5th, 2019, subject to any necessary corrections.
Make a motion that we approve this written.
Second.
Got a motion, 2 seconds. Any discussion? All in favor, signify by raising your right hand. That's unanimous. Thank you. Next is a review of the draft of the 2020 Planning Commission meeting calendar.
And Commissioners, I just wanted to bring to your attention, the calendar for 2020 is proposed as the first Tuesday of the month, as it has been in previous years. However, in November, because of Election Day, we decided this year, so that you weren't meeting on election night, that we would change it to the following Tuesday. So just a note of that change in November of 2020.
I appreciate you pointing that out, because I was going to ask you why we're holding it on the 10th.
Yes, that is why.
And it's not because it's my birthday or the Marine Corps' birthday?
That too.
Yeah, okay.
Right.
All right.
That's the other reason.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I might not be here that night. I don't know.
indisposed.
Yeah. Any?
Do we need to vote on this, or just?
No, this is an informational item. We do have this going before the Board of Commissioners on Thursday, and the Board of Commissioners will approve your calendar for next year. So, but if you have any concerns or comments or any
Right.
suggested changes, feel free to share them tonight.
I didn't see any on it. Any comments from any other commissioners? Nope. Looks good. Okay. Now, site plan approval, SP 4165 Brunswick Station. Consider site plan approval for 2 new commercial buildings at 4955 and 4983 Altama Avenue. Parcel numbers 03-02522 and 03-27009, and site improvements at the existing Duckworth Tire property at 4975 Altama Avenue. Parcel number 03-09323. The new building at 4955 Altama Avenue is proposed to be a 4,000 square foot office retail building. The new building at 4983 Altama Avenue is proposed to be a 2,225 square foot restaurant. The property is zoned highway commercial. Cesar Rodriguez, agent for Bill Duckworth Tire Company of Brunswick, Inc., applicant and owner.
Thank
Stephanie.
you. Stephanie Leif, Planning Manager. This is SP 4165 Brunswick Station. And as the Vice Chairman stated, they are requesting site plan review for 2 new buildings. So there is a proposed office retail building of 4,000 square feet, and then a future restaurant space of 2,225 square feet. And then the property, or one of the lots, also includes the existing Duckworth Tire, and that is proposing to stay on the property as well and continue in existence. And this is the property here. So this is Altama Avenue right here. This is Golden Isles Parkway. So the property does consist of 3 lots. So Duckworth Tire is on this lot right here, and then the proposed new buildings are on this lot at the corner and this lot here. And here is the survey of the property, showing the 3 different lots. And then here is the site plan. I have a little bit more zoomed in version. So here's a site plan that shows the new existing buildings a little bit closer in. So they are proposing a new access off of Altama Avenue. One of the points of note is they are requesting a modification to the required buffers along the public right-of-way. At the corner of Altama and Golden Isles Parkway, there's an existing digital billboard, and the applicants, or the owners, have a lease with Be Seen Outdoors. That's a 20-year lease, and they cannot have any kind of obstructions at all blocking the visibility of that billboard. So they are requesting a modification to the buffers so that there are no large trees installed. So they want to have lower trees and shrubs so that there is no chance of obstructing the visibility of that billboard. So what they have shown here is landscaping that would be the modified buffer. Just another note, Altama Avenue, the City of Brunswick does oversee and control that right-of-way. The plans have been sent to the City of Brunswick's, their city engineer to review, and I know the applicant stated they've talked to him as well. So just before any improvements occur along this right-of-way, they would need City of Brunswick approval for that. And these are the proposed elevations. This is the proposed retail building. And this is the proposed restaurant building. And there's just information about the buffer modification. And this is just an excerpt from the lease they have with the billboard company. And here are some photos of the existing site. This is standing kind of right off of Altama, looking towards the corner of Altama and Golden Isles Parkway. You can see Duckworth Tire in this right-hand corner of the photo. And the bottom right, this is showing the existing billboard. And just another photo of the site looking out towards the corner of Golden Isles and Altama. And just to note, these larger trees, most of those, if not all of them, are in the right-of-way of Golden Isles Parkway. So they are in the state right-of-way. And then here's just another photo looking towards where the restaurant site would be located. And this is just looking out at Altama. And these are your possible actions. And the recommended motion is to approve the application as submitted. I'm happy to answer any questions, and the applicant and representatives are here.
Yes, I have a question, and it came about when reviewing some minutes with Janet. When we say as submitted, that includes the variances that were requested also, correct?
Yeah, that, in this case, it definitely does, and we've talked about, we want to make sure we are clear when we're telling you all that. So the site plan is submitted includes a modified buffer, so that would be what you're approving, is that modified buffer if you say approve as submitted.
Okay. Any questions for staff?
What kind of restaurant? I'm not sure. They have not shared exactly what kind of restaurant. They do show that as a future phase, so I'm not sure if they have a tenant or a restaurant lined up yet for that site.
Do they have a tenant for the office space?
I do not know that either. I have not heard that they do.
Okay. Any other questions for staff? Would the applicant please come forward and request action?
My name is Bert Etheridge. I'm the civil engineer for the project.
I'm Bill Duckworth. I'm the owner of the project.
Cesar Rodriguez couldn't be here because of medical reasons. He is actually in Atlanta. Not super serious, but he couldn't come. So we can answer any questions. I can say that there is an existing, what used to be there is a gas station. It used to be a gas station. It's a cleared lot. And the entrance off of Altama, we're actually from the old entrance to the gas station, we're shifting that towards the east. The site plan, for the exception of the trees, had already been approved by you guys, not you guys, but you understand, and it was
By
about
me.
3 or 4 years ago. And, yeah, by you. And it was about 3 or 4 years ago, and we had already gone through the civil plan and stuff like that, and it kind of died because of the purchaser backed out. So we've already been in contact with Garrow and the city extensively, but I did talk to him this week, and he said the only thing that he wanted was some of the striping that where the right-hand turn goes onto the spur, that he wanted that removed. But that was already in the civil plans because we had already talked about it. But
So that will be a right-hand turn lane instead of?
yes, right as where the entrance is on Altama, that's where the decel lane for the right-hand turn lane will start. So essentially, it's existing striping out there, but everybody over the years has always used that as a turn lane, and so it's worn out, and so everybody goes, yeah, it makes sense. So,
Pretty good income for the city of Brunswick Police Department.
In fact, Gary and I was just talking about that before the beginning of the meeting, how many times we violated it.
And how many people have gotten tickets doing that, too?
really?
Oh, yes.
Really?
Yes.
Well, everybody wants it, and so that's funny. It'll make them upset and everybody else happy.
Actually, one of these curb cuts that are existing there now is going to go away, correct?
Yes, sir. We are
Okay.
moving that to the
Good.
east, and we'll have to put in a sidewalk and redo the curbing.
And I think you may have already mentioned it, but this appears to be really the identical plan that was approved in August of 2016, with the exception of some of the tree variances.
Yes, sir. I actually brought some, if y'all would like to see them. I think I brought 7 or 8 copies.
Me too.
Okay, well, good.
Okay.
But anyway, he has pretty much the same plan for the exception of the trees, and the trees were
Yeah.
the issue because of the signage.
Yeah, and well, that sign is a
Billboard.
business, and it makes
Yes.
its business of being seen, too. So, and we were discussing, I'm not sure when the buffer requirements came in, but I think that sign was there prior to it also. And
I'm not real sure.
I know there was a requirement with DOT, they had to be so many years before they could start cutting trees down along the spur for,
The rumor
to
is.
site,
they're getting
but
ready-
I think we're already there with that. In fact,
Yeah,
it's
the
past that
rumor is
time, so
they're-
they're allowed to cut down some of the larger trees.
And the scrub palms or the palm trees, I don't know what the landscape architect called them. Anyway, the landscaper, but essentially there's palm trees in the Lowe's parking lot across the street. That's what they put up, because I think they had, I think it was prior to the buffer ordinance too, so that's what they had done. So we're staying consistent with our neighbors.
Across the street is City of Brunswick. They're not subject to the buffer requirements. Yeah.
Well, we're staying consistent with the city.
Different governments.
You could get annexed and not have to worry about it, I guess, maybe. So, okay. And it makes sense along Altama since we have the overhead power lines through there too.
That's true too.
Okay. Any questions or comments for the applicant?
I was just curious, Stephanie, this references a landscape plan, says see attached landscape plan. Was it up there in any of your slides?
No, that was a fat finger on our part. So essentially what happened was we were going to do a landscape plan. The landscaper was hired, met with one of my guys, and he put the plan together based on what that landscaper said. So Bill hired the landscaper. He shows up and says, these are the trees that you need to put. And he told Steve exactly where to put them. So that was the landscape plan, but we never took the note off.
Okay.
So they're shown on the site plan, it's just, you
Yeah,
have the
the
extra
trees are
text that
shown
didn't
on the
get
site,
removed.
the
Right.
Okay.
site plan.
Okay. Any other questions, comments? Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Stay close. We do allow public comment on this. If there is anyone that would like to make comments pertaining to site plan requirements or in favor of this? Seeing none. Anyone wishing, oh, excuse me. Please, when you go to the podium, state your name for the record.
Yes, sir. Justin Henshaw. Good evening, Commissioners. Just a citizen thinking that that corner is essentially Main and Main of Brunswick. I mean, it's one of the busiest intersections of Brunswick, and it's dilapidated, and it has been for a great many years. And I appreciate the tree variance, and I appreciate what it's trying to do, but I think that anything that they're going to do is going to greatly improve that corner anyway. And it's obviously really great for business and commerce and the county and the city. So I certainly approve this or support it. Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you. Anyone else? Anyone wishing to speak otherwise for the approval on this? Seeing none? Commissioners?
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve application SP 40U165 as submitted.
Got a motion and a second. Further discussion? All in favor, signify by raising your right hand. That's unanimous. Thank you very much.
And a Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night.
And any other comments?
The only thing, I think, reminder about elections, we'll have vice chairman, chairman, and secretary elections in January, at the
Okay.
January meeting.
Don't worry about the secretary, she's hired.
Yeah, till she retires.
All right, that's it. Happy holidays. Thank you.
Meeting adjourned. Thank you.